if you want to just start with a general statement about the game.
Me? Yeah. I think it was a good game from the boys. We had a nice game plan, and it worked perfectly. We had tons of shots and created a lot of chances. And their keeper, stood on his head for a little bit, which is, it was frustrating, I think. But we knew it was coming. I mean, it was just a matter of time, really, before we broke them down. And, I really liked that we were finding little pockets of space. And I thought today, overall, was our best performance of the season. Obviously, FIU've got some good players, but I think, man to man, I think we dealt with that very well, and stayed on top of them. I mean, for the entire 90 minutes, really. And the back line had to deal with some counterattacks, and they dealt with sort of the long ball and the challenge really well. And the counterattacks, I thought, they were tremendous on just killing the space and closing the men down when they needed to. And really, Ollie had not too much to do. And then obviously Nate had a fantastic performance today, and then he gets the winning goal, which is fully deserved. And love to see him get some plaudits for that from Player of the Week.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the several opportunities on FIU's end of the field. How good was it to finally see that opportunity pay off once you got the offensive pressure up there, especially in the overtime period?
Yeah, it was, just a big relief by the time we scored, but it was never going to be pretty, and obviously Nate's not a pretty goal type person. So getting a scrappy one in and making sure it goes in is, it's par for the course, really, because when we've had that many good chances, we just haven't been able to score. It's going to be a scrappy goal that gets in, and it just shows the fight and the willingness. I mean, at the overtime period there, I think everybody was so full of belief that we're going to do it, go get the goal, and then, like less than a minute in or whatever it was, we went down and scored. So happy with that.
Defensively, were they doing anything that you maybe didn't expect that was causing some of these shots not to be right on target, or was it just a matter of not hitting the ball right?
I think it's a little bit of everything. We're still, the scary thing about this team is we haven't hit anywhere near our potential yet. We're not firing on all cylinders, and I think today that was in front of goal. What I loved, though, was the chance creation. We were playing as a team. We sort of gelled in the attacking third. It was awesome to see, and it was just a final shot, which is, partly that keeper standing on his head and having a great game, and then partly, it's just that sort of maybe lack a little bit of sort of fitness in front of goal, or whatever you want to call it, a little bit of focus on the day. It was one of those things, but we never ever felt like it wasn't coming. So I think it all got frustration. Frustration wants to creep in there. You just have to make sure it doesn't, and stay positive, and focus on the next shot, not the last shot.
A pretty physical game too today. Lots of fouls called, cards issued. Do the guys kind of thrive off of that once the intensity picks up? Because it seemed once that started to pick up, there was a little more drive behind some of those scoring runs. Yeah,
I think our team is very very competitive, and so once it became a game of chippiness and sort of they were trying to foul to break us up, and the kid who got sent off was taunting the ref the whole game and diving all over the place and trying to draw fouls, and I think our guys really kept their composure quite well, and they were able to sort of not buy into any of that, and then still be there physically and able to tackle and that sort of stuff. And I thought it did get a little chippy. I thought the referees did a fantastic job of managing the emotions of both teams, and was happy to sort of see our guys come out with the win in the end, but also the performance from beginning to end, other than the very last piece of the finishing, was fantastic. And once we get that, we're going to be very tough to beat.
You mentioned that you haven't really hit your full potential yet as a team. Where do you go from here? How big of a stepping stone is this to get to that full potential?
I think it's just it's training. We have to really train. That we play nice soccer. We move the ball around. Defense is great at this point. It's just that final focus on sort of Tuesday before we play Saturday game. Waking up with that intent. And I think of our forwards, some of them who it came so easy last year, it isn't coming as easy this year. And you've got to really grind and work that, and get a goal off your shin or off your backside, to just sort of break that duck and sort of get on that roll. But it comes, Noah Raphael, I mentioned, he played great today. He came on, he's had a couple of really good chances, but he was here, before the game. He wanted to come out and hit some balls, and 9 a.m. this morning just to sort of get his mind into it and focus, and sort of that mentality with everybody. Pep Guardiola has a saying about training like a swear word that I'm not going to say, but you can look it up. And I think that's what we need to do. We really need to just focus, because it's only us. Like, we can go as far as we want to go this year. We can go all the way, but it depends on what our focus is like every single day. Are we living for this? Are we breathing for this? Are we taking in training to do it in training, to do it at 100% training? So in the game, it's easy.
All right. I'm good, Scott.
Hey, Luke, I've also got Nate here as well.
Thank you, Luke.